a young Mexican girl. You better come home, Speedy Gonzales, away from Tannery Road. Stop on.
Hi folks, this is Jay. Hope you're okay today. And we're just going to talk about a debate and how to debate atheists. I want to talk about methodology. In your debate, make sure that when you start your debate, you hit the opponent's methodology quite hard. It will be quite a powerful way of dealing with your opponent. You see, everybody's got a methodology. Whether you're a historian, whether you're a literary critic, whether you're a scientist, whatever, everybody's got a methodology, and you will find that there's always some bias within that methodology. So make sure that you research your opponent, that you find out their methodology, how they approach evidence, and get some evidence on their methodology. And in your debate, hit the methodology quite hard right at the beginning, because if you can just dismantle them right at the beginning and show that actually they're not being objective in the way they're dealing with the subject, you're going to win the debate before you even begin it. Alright, so give them some real hard knocks on their methodology, but also make sure that in your debate you have solid evidence. There's nothing like good evidence. So make sure that you've got solid evidence for what you're saying, okay? And that's where I want to come to you about two types of apologetics: presuppositional apologetics and evidential apologetics. Now you might be thinking, in your debate I'm going to use presuppositional apologetics or evidential apologetics. Presuppositional apologetics is looking at the presuppositions of you and your opponents and showing that your presuppositions are more consistent with reality than your opponent's presuppositions, okay? Then evidentialism is where you believe that you can find some objective evidence and present it to your opponent. So on the doctrine of the resurrection of Christ, for example, you believe that you can provide objective historical evidence to prove your point that Christ rose from the dead. Now a presuppositional apologist will go into a debate, will go right at the beginning of the debate and challenge their opponent whether they actually know anything at all. In other words, they're going for epistemological issues. Now, what I would suggest to you is this. I would use a combination of presuppositional apologetics that Cy Brugengate uses, or I think it's Eric Hovind. They use the presuppositional apologetic method, okay? If you want to get into real deep issues about presuppositional apologetics, then I would encourage you to go to Westminster Theological Seminary, and they'll have courses there where you can study this method, okay? But I would encourage you to use presuppositional apologetics with evidentialism, that is providing evidences, together. Because what I found with a presuppositional apologist is in the debates it can seem a bit too theoretical and people can't really get their teeth into it properly. So you need to ground your argument and your debate in good solid evidence, okay? You need to do that. That will speak volumes to people more than theoretical philosophical debates. You need to make sure that you've got solid, concrete evidence, okay? But you can always throw in some of these presuppositional arguments along the way, which will give some philosophical grounding and give your opponents difficulties in dealing with those issues, okay? But make sure that you have solid evidences. So I would encourage you to use both methods. R.C. Sproul is a Reformed theologian who uses the evidential method, and Cy, I think, Brugengate, or the Westminster Theological Seminary use the kind of presuppositional apologetics. So I'd encourage you to use a combination of the two and in your debate, and that will give you quite a bit of strength in your position. Okay? All right. Thank you for listening, and take care.
All of your drinking with the boozy name Flo.